how to improve your audiobook narrations or your voiceover. This is a craft. Narrations, audiobook narrations, voiceover is a craft. Like woodworking is a craft, or skiing is a craft. Is skiing a craft? Either way, there's growth involved. How do you grow in this? You do it. You keep going. You practice. You do it. You do it. You do it. I read somewhere that if you're doing this, you should read out loud every single day. You should read something out loud every single day, and I believe that. For those of you with children, reading books to them at night is a great way to grow in your voiceover, your audiobook craft. But how do you take it to another level, right? You're trying hard, you're not getting you're not winning auditions, you're not getting work, you're getting a little bit of work, but not. How do you take it to another level? I really believe, yes, there's a natural ability in this work, but I really believe you can cultivate the voice, that you can learn this craft and you can be better at it and you can grow. I've grown a lot. Every year I've gotten better and better and better at this craft. And I'm going to tell you one way, well, I can tell you multiple, but here's one way. Get feedback. Receive feedback. I know it's hard. I've gotten very bad reviews for some of these books. Reviews like, you're the worst audiobook narrator ever. You are horrible. Different things like that. And yes, I did very poorly for a season. I switched my style. I started to appease a different publisher, and it totally whacked out my narrations, and it's definitely changed since then. But I learned from those reviews, wow, I got to change something. Now, here's a great tip. One thing I used to do for a while is take a sample of my audiobooks, maybe it was an audition or just a sample from some book, and I would send it to different friends and family members and say, hey, give me feedback, please. Would you give me feedback? What did I do well at? And here's the key. What can I improve on? Because if you're asking a friend or family member, they may say, wow, you did great, because they're being nice. But hey, if you want to improve in this craft, you have to be able to take harsh, or hard feedback. So ask them, be like, what could I do better? What did you like? And what could I do better? They may say you need to slow down, you need to speed up, you sound like a robot, Get that feedback. And it can be from different people, because you got to remember, the people that are buying these books, they're just normal people, right? They're not casting directors, a lot of them, publishers or authors. Yes, you are competing, and an author or a publisher is going to choose you, and that's something to consider, but they're thinking also about those who are going to buy the audiobooks. So for me, feedback is key. Getting a voiceover coach. Yes, I am a voiceover coach, but you do not have to choose me. You can choose other people. I used Pat Fraley, and that was really great. That was a really great season with him. It was like $300, I think, but it was worth it. There was somebody else, and I forgot his name. It was just one session a long time ago, but it helped a whole bunch. And shortly after, I got my first job. So how do you improve? Feedback, feedback, feedback. Taking the feedback and applying it. And not all feedback you have to take, right? You can hear, you can take into consideration, but certain feedback, if you're hearing it over and over and over from different people, that's a good sign that something needs to change. Because remember, who are you trying to please? Well, ultimately, you should be pleasing the Lord, because He's the greatest and He's the one that matters. But when it comes to business and such, who else are you trying to please? The clients, the people who are going to buy the book. So no one's voice is going to fit everybody's likes, but you want to try and reach the greatest market share, if you will, like the greatest market area, of who's going to be buying these books. So the most people will like the books, and that makes sense from a business standpoint. So I know that was kind of a quick tip with feedback, practice, feedback, experimenting, trying different styles, Also too, and here's a little quick tip, learn to breathe from your diaphragm. As you're going through the day, I know it's hard, breathe from your stomach. You'll be very surprised how that will help influence your voice, because some of us are talking up, even with this video, I'm talking all up in here, but sometimes you just gotta breathe down deep. And that's going to help. That helps control. That helps your voiceover. Even now I'm talking more down here. It actually lowers your voice. And so, yeah, that was just a little tip. But if you are interested in using me as a coach, I'm a voiceover narrator, audiobook narrator, casting agent, and also a distributor, a seller of books, and a publisher. I do a lot with my business. So I've learned different aspects of this industry, different parts. And because of that, I feel like I have a great amount of knowledge that I can impart and teach and coach and direct. So if you want a one-on-one session, coaching session, go in the description below. It's either going to be a link or an email, and go from there. Follow the directions, and we can set up a time. It's probably going to be 30 to 45 minute coaching session, and you can ask me questions. We can go over your audition. You can say, how can I improve? What would it take you to choose me for one of your audiobooks? And we can discuss that. So again, I hope this is a blessing to you. I pray whoever you are, whether you're a Christian or not, that you please the Father. And ultimately, we can't do that if we're outside of His will. So I would encourage you to follow Jesus, because He is the way, the truth, and the life to the Father. But even if you're not a Christian, I love you, and I would still love to coach you and be a blessing to you. So, I hope you have a great day. Bye.